flight, Capcom.
Good.
Okay, are my gyro torque and angle still good?
Guidance, are those gyro torques still good?
Raj, flight.
And the crew wants those?
Raj, we ought to go ahead and final line that platform.
There you go, Capcom.
Okay, and on these, Fred asked a question. He'd like to pull some circuit breakers on displays and have us watch them. Is he cleared to do that?
Control and tell me. Go ahead, flight. You got good data there, and we can pull the display circuit breakers in the cockpit.
Raj, flight. Affirmative.
Okay. Yes,
okay,
Jack.
I want you to tell me what circuit breakers to pull, and I want them defined as to panel and so forth, just like we do in TCP, so there's no misunderstanding. Okay?
Control?
Okay, we copy.
Why don't you get them, tell me.
Aquarius Houston, stand by on opening your circuit breakers for displays. We're going to let you know what they are, and I have some gyro torque and angles for you.
Okay. Tell what page is that gyro torque? Okay, what page is do we write the gyro torque and angles on, Jack?
Stand by.
Okay, we're there now, Jim.
That's activation 40, flight.
Activation 40, Jack.
Okay, we'd like you to proceed with the final line, and your gyro torque and angles are X plus 00330, Y plus 02480, Z minus 01510. Over.
Okay, I read the gyro torque and angles as plus 00330, Y is plus 023. I only have 4 numbers for Y, you have to give that to me again, and Z is minus 01510. Read Y again, please.
Okay, Jim, X and Z are correct, and Y is plus 02480.
Okay, reading Y is plus 02480. We'll proceed on activation 40 to final line the platform.
Roger. Okay, flight, you want them to proceed with IMU final line as outlined on page 40?
Guidance?
Raj, flight. That's what we wanted to do.
Firm.
Okay, Aquarius, proceed as on page 40 with the IMU final line.
Tell me, flight, did you come up with those circuit breaker labels?
Flag, we're working on it right now.
What do you mean? Don't you know what the circuit breaker numbers, names are?
Yeah, there's a whole slew of them. What we're going to do is just give you a
okay.
page of them with
Okay.
breakers open circled.
Okay, I'm looking for panel, system, breaker name.
Yeah,
Just
they're going to give you a picture
We'll
of the
just give
panel
you a
with it
picture
circled.
with the breakers circled.
Beautiful. Do it just like TCP at the Cape.
Tell me, flight.
Go, flight.
Well, while you're doing that, have somebody else figure out what we might take off here to save some current.
Okay.
Control, same with you.
Go ahead, flight.
Same with you. We're going to want to save some power here, so
Right, we're working on it.
figure out some suggestions.
Okay, the way to do that.
Capcom flight.
Go, flight.
Jack, would you let me know the conclusion of whatever discussions you guys have about the alignments when
Yes,
you
sir.
come to one?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Okay, I'll wait until you.
Aquarius Houston, can you see any stars out the LEM window?
Yeah, we'll have to wipe them off, Jack. They're coated with water right now.
Roger, as soon as you get a chance to, or in your position to take a look, we'd like to know if you can see stars for alignment purposes.
Okay, Jim's going to be in trouble in their present attitude out this side. So there. Big one. Talking about powering down and doing a P-51 here. No, I'm sure they're thinking about
Aquarius Houston, Nuggets on the P-51. We want to stay just like we are, but we'd like to be able to correlate what you're doing with some simulator work we're going to crank up. And so if you can give us information as to what stars you can see out the window, we can make that correlation.
Flight recovery, did you call?
No.
Would you say one more time? Give me the com carrier. My com carrier.
Yep. Jim, what we want you to do is go with your current final line and disregard the P-51. What we're attempting to do is to crank up some LMS simulations to correlate what we can get out your window with what we can get out the LMS window to see if that'll help us any. So when you can see some stars, if you can, if you think you can recognize them and recognize constellations, please let us know.
Okay, we'll check. Stand by. Put it up. Okay, watch the...
Flight guidance.
Go.
Okay, we'd like to have an EMI dump for the LEM flight,
Okay.
and we're ready for it at the site.
Okay. Well, give him a little while here.
Flight, tell me.
Go ahead.
Okay, we're tracking a little problem here on Ascent 02 Tank 2.
Guidance, remind me of that in a little bit. Ascent
Okay.
Tank 2. What is it?
Yeah, the
O2?
pressure is up higher than it should be. What we need to do is open Ascent.
Before you go through the valves, what are you trying to accomplish?
We're trying to use the Ascent Tank 2 pressure instead of the descent tank.
Is it close to venting?
No, it doesn't. It's not venting now.
Is it close to venting?
It can't vent
Yeah, okay.
unless it's broken,
Yeah,
and
okay.
it's not broken.
Okay.
Okay, what we're trying to do is relieve the pressure in that tank. So we want to close the descent O2 tank valve and open Ascent O2 Tank 2.
Tank 2. How high is it?
It's up to 901,
What's it at normally?
around 830.
And you just want to use some of it, and then we'll go back to normal
That's right.
configuration, huh? Okay. Got that, Jack?
Okay,
Tank 2 looks a little high, so they want to use some of it.
okay, I got that.
Ascent
Close the
Tank 2.
descent O2 and open Ascent
O2 tank number 2.
number 2, right. Aquarius Houston, we noticed that the O2 pressure in Ascent Tank O2 is a little high, so we want to use some of it. So close descent O2 and open Ascent O2 Tank 2. Over.
Tell me, Flight,
Go ahead, Flight.
is it a good idea to close the descent O2 valve now?
Yeah, it's okay. You have to go that way, Flight.
Yeah, I know that, but I'm worried about it. Come back open.
Okay, Jack, switch now. I'm on Ascent number 2, O2 tank. Descent O2 is closed.
Roger, Fred.
Okay, we copy. Flight control.
Go.
FAO pointed out here, we are drifting around here in this middle gimbal angle, and he's in min-impulse right now, and I'm assuming that's where he wants to be. But if he doesn't watch it close, he can get himself in the gimbal lock again real easy. He's not in an automatic attitude hold mode right now. He's in a drifting flight mode.
Yeah. He may be looking for stars. That may be
Okay,
what
but it might be worth a confirmation. Okay, he knows that he's in there because he's hitting the ACA right now.
Okay.
Okay.
How's he doing on the middle gimbal?
Okay.
All right. Is he away from it?
Yes.
Okay, well, keep your eye on it, Hal. That's good.
Okay.
Yeah, just sing out if you think he's getting close and we'll pass it.
Roger. Flight control.
Go.
You get a minute, I got one little item here.
Okay, how many amps are we taking out there?
Houston,
Stand by.
Reading you 5 square, Jim, go ahead.
Okay, I'm looking out of Fred's window. I see a lot of particles out there, but a lot of stuff is still drifting away from us. A lot of it is flashing in the local vicinity, and I don't recognize any constellations right now in this particular attitude.
Okay.
Okay, Jim, if that status changes, please let us know.
Roger, we're continuing to drift. Your 2 TTTAs are up.
And Aquarius Houston, I've got some circuit breakers you can open to power down displays. In addition, I have a P30 maneuver pad. Over.
Roger, stand by. Get the pad book. Get the limb book. And say, we're getting the pad book now, Jack, and say the first power down.
Okay, I have some circuit breakers that you can open up in order to power down displays.
Okay, stand by, one Jack. I'm going to get my comp carrier on it. All right, tell you what, get all the limb stuff. Give me the limb stuff right now. Jack, give me all the limb stuff.
Control, you had something for me?
Yes, sir. When we pressurized the RCS here, we noticed we got about a 5 psi or so change in the ascent ox and fuel tank pressures in an increase, okay? We noticed that shortly thereafter. And what we'd like to do is to make sure they've got the ascent feed valves actually seated in the closed position. And when they get time, it'll close 2 circuit breakers and cycle the switches for us to the closed position to make sure they are closed.
Would you write down the procedure?
Roger.
And, bring it over, please.
Okay.
They're talking about display circuit breakers right now. We'll let that get settled.
They're having to go up and look up some data books, but how about storage-wise, Flight? We have to worry about passing some gear back and forth. Maybe FAO ought to think about that.
Bob, FAO, you got people working on that?
Again, Flight, working on what?
Stowage, what might want to get passed to the LIM or from the LIM to the CSM?
Okay, we'll have it.
Hey, what do you need out of here? Here.
Flight, I've got. Flight Capcom.
Go ahead.
Okay, I have this abort pad and I've got some gimbal trim angles. A pitch and a roll, are these the ones that were preset, or are we going to have to jimmy these around?
The preset ones probably were for undocked, but let me check. Retro?
Well, I want to get out of this roll.
Retro? Flight.
Go ahead, Flight.
These limb dips trims,
What have I
are
got
they
to,
different than the ones that are in the vehicle right now?
That's affirmed. This is based on
Dock burn?
docked burn.
And the ones they have on board are undocked, right?
That's affirmed for PDI.
Okay.
Flight control, we got some updates on those trims.
Oh, okay. Well, come on in with them.
Okay, I can give it to you right now.
This is a coordination problem on these gimbal angles, and I guess we're going to have to think of a procedure to coordinate the setting of those angles.
Flight guides.
Capcom, you talking to me? I don't know what you
That's
mean.
affirmed.
Which gimbal angles?
The dips trim angles.
Yeah.
Okay, they can't read them out on board or set them on board. They have to run them and then have us verify down to the ground. Right?
Yeah, well, we can watch them trim it. I'm not sure I know what you're asking me, Jack.
We're going to have to say tweak it a little more, and then we're going to have to say.
No, they can trim it automatically. They load it and run it through the program.
But we have to verify because there's just a time.
Oh, yeah, we can verify the number.
Okay.
And we're getting some new ones, so hold up on those aborts. Guidance, you call me.
Roger, their middle gimbal angle's getting big, Flight.
Getting close?
It's all about 60 degrees.
Capcom, have him watch his gimbal angle.
Okay, I think I hear him doing that. What do you want him to do? Just
Well,
roll it
in case he had noticed, it's getting close.
Aquarius Houston, you're watching your middle gimbal there, aren't you? Go ahead, Aquarius.
Okay, go ahead with the breakers first, Jack.
Okay, you watching your middle gimbal there?
Tell me arm. You have to just straight pitch down, Jim. Okay, you're moving away.
Okay, Fred, I've got 6 circuit breakers for you.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, they're all on panel 11. Roll 1 under AC bus B. Open helium PQGS propellant displays.
It's open.
On row 2, flight displays. Open thrust. Open mission timer. Open range rate, altitude rate. And open
Can I get
AC
some
bus
people in the
A,
room to be
range
quiet?
rate, altitude rate.
Capcom's talking.
They're open. Okay, they're all open.
Okay, on row 4 pings, signal strength display.
Capcom, stand by, Capcom. You tell me you're talking.
We have any on panel 16?
It's open.
Okay, that concludes the power down of displays, and I have a P30 pad for you.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. The purpose is a Paracynthian plus 2 hours depth abort. Noun 33. 079er. 25. 2648. Plus 16330. Minus 00145. Minus 07515. Apogee not applicable. Perigee is plus 00205. 179er 77. 835. 268. 264.
Control flight.
Plus.
Go ahead, Flight.
16410.
Hope you got somebody working on a PTC procedure.
Right, we have one already worked out, but it's an ag type procedure, Flight.
145. Minus 07.
I say that, I'm not sure I mean that, but okay.
COAS is NA.
Got some angles?
Flight, tell me. Go.
The Capcom read up the circuit breakers to open on the panel 11. I don't believe he turned the page over. There's some on panel 16 also.
Just a minute, tell me.
Right now, however we want
Retro
you
and
to go is
control
pitch.
flight. The coas angles, do you have NA? Are they not?
Roll.
Are they not available?
6.75.
Retro flight.
Over. Go fly.
What does NA mean for the coas?
What was that for?
Guido said it was none available.
Yeah, maybe. Okay,
What do you mean? None available?
Not,
you gave me a pitch and roll
not
angle
applicable.
for
He said none available.
That's for your dip trim.
Might tag with Guido if you want more clarification on it.
Guidance?
Alright, Roger.
Yeah, that's what I mean, sorry.
Guidance flight?
Go flight.
Don't you want to add a coas star to this TC2? The Capcom asked why not.
25 02648 plus 1633.
Flight, we have to know which axis that thing is mounted along right now.
Okay, you don't have enough data to figure that out, is that right now?
Well, I don't know if he's got it mounted along the Z-axis or the X-axis. Flight.
Okay, that's what I said. Okay.
17977 835 268 264.
Tell me, write down what you want us to do, please, on the circuit breaker. I didn't hear you last time.
The Capcom only read one side of that circuit breaker opening. We gave him a sheet. There's circuit breakers on panel 11 and 16 to open. He only read up one side.
You only read up panel 11?
Yes.
Okay.
Flight guide.
Go ahead.
We could go ahead and compute one for along the Z-axis, and if it's not mounted there, they could move it and mount the coas on the Z-axis.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, we'll do that.
Aquarius Houston, say again, please.
Okay, we didn't answer back there, Jack. Check to see if you're on box. Nope. Neither am I, okay. Why the hell are we maneuvering at all now? Are we still bent? Well, we're at hole for one thing. I mean, we're at a bit of impulse. No, I mean, why can't you null them out somewhere? Every time I try to, I can't take that doggone roll out. I gotta wait till they get around to the belly band. Wait a minute.
Control flight, you copy that?
Just caught the tail end of it.
You see any venting anywhere?
TTCA left, right.
Negative. Got a lot of dropping in and out of data.
We'll try that.
Okay, he's having some difficulty with it, so look for reasons why.
Roger.
Yeah, you can't let it roll all the way. I know. But I mean, okay, until it's upside down at least, huh? Yeah, okay. Well, shall I ask you what the return time on that one is? Are you interested?
It's 1:33 hours to the AOL, to the Atlantic. You might let them know we're copying the box too, Jack.
Oh, you don't want to hear. Let me figure some times out here. That's at 79, and what are we at now, about? We even don't even have a computer time, do we? Nope. Hey, Jack? Do you still have a mission timer? You don't? Okay. Audrey, well, let's ask Houston to give us a mission timer. Computer time. All right, there you can upload it to us. Here, hold it. Go ahead. Houston, Aquarius.
Go ahead, Aquarius.
You know, we don't have I don't think we have a computer clock going, and why don't you uplink that stuff to us?
Roger.
Guidance flight.
We have a load flight, but Inco says we can't command.
Why not, Enco?
We can command if we go to low bit rate.
And Fredo, I
Well,
got
let's give them the numbers
then to punch in.
breakers on panel 16 for you.
Let's just give them the numbers to punch in,
We'll read it
guys.
up to him, flight.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, roll 1 under flight displays. System engineers cross pointer open. Under RCSB, open temp press display flags and PQGS displays.
Okay, they're both open.
Okay, Fred, on row 3 under COM, open displays, and under ECS, open displays.
Okay, COM displays, ECS displays, both open.
Okay, and 2 more in row 4 under heaters, open displays, and under EPS, open displays.
Flight control.
Go.
Okay, I got this list of stuff here for this ascent speed.
Okay, bring it over. Please have somebody hand it over.
Long since had all the lights off, floods, etc.
In flight, did we come up with something in regards to his uplink and the time?
We'll have trouble uplinking at time. We'll have to go to low bit rate. Can he easily punch it in the disky there, guidance?
Flight procedures.
Go ahead.
If we stand by on that, we're trying an uplink mode that might give us command and
Okay.
voice and IBIT rate.
All right. Good. Capcom flight. For your information, the problem is that we've had to deviate some of the frequencies because of the proximity to the IU frequency, and that thing's still alive. Copy?
Okay,
And that's, so it's a little bit non-standard in that regard,
okay.
but they're seeing what they can do. Why don't you give them a GET hack, though, and let them know we're reading that box.
Hey, Jim?
Flight procedures.
Go ahead.
Roger, we're in a command uplink mode along with voice, and we got high bit rate data.
Okay. Pull in data and we can give them a time. Wait a minute. Guidance, you ready to give them a time?
Roger, flight, we got the load.
Okay. We're ready to go, Jack.
What else can we fill up there?
Flight Inco.
Go ahead.
He's got his data link off.
We're not going to be able to uplink you at time because of the IU, and we have a frequency
Capcom?
problem there, but what I'd like to do is give you a time to set up on your mission timer and give you a mark, and then you can put it into the
Go ahead,
disky
Mike.
from there, over.
Flight guidance, we got the load to go ahead and do it now.
Flight Inco.
Yeah, I know we got another problem. Go ahead, Enco.
I think we'd be better if we go to forward Omni on the limb now, this uplink.
Well, I'd rather have a timer going so that then we're going to put the disc in. So we shut down the mission timer. But now what do you want to do? Hey, Omni.
You want forward, Omni?
Raj.
Switch them.
Capcom flight.
Okay, let's fire the mission timer.
Hurry. Capcom, you're gonna need to get forward Omni in the limb.
I believe he's already done it, Flight.
Okay. Oh, it's already done. Okay.
Okay, and he's going to write a mission time. He's going to write a mission time in the LGC.
I am.
Can he do this and you'll have a disky time?
Okay, Houston, if that call is an Omni switch, I'm in forward now.
That'll give him his clock. Will it, retro?
Okay, Fredo, how do I get the mission timer?
That's affirmative.
Okay.
Flight control.
Good.
Okay, if you don't turn his inverters off, we can monitor his middle gimbal angle here for him. One other suggestion I have.
Wait a minute. Let me hear the com here. Al, okay.
Aquarius Houston, I think we got a better way of getting your mission time up.
Go ahead with it.
Okay, we can do a verb 55 enter, and then put an R1. Minus 00088. And R2, minus 00059er. R3, minus 03274.
Watch the crapping attitude. We're okay. God damn, I wish we'd get to something I know. Well, as soon as we get over here, we'll stop it with the TGCA.
Flight retro, they got a good clock update.
Okay.
And Aquarius Houston, we've got you both on Vox.
Flight Inco.
Go ahead.
We get a chance here. We'd like to take and change our offset on the two vehicles on how we're getting this telemetry to try to solve this tracking problem. To do that, we're going to have to drop the limb uplink and brake lock for maybe 5 to 10, 20 seconds there.
Okay, well, let's just stand by on that a
Okay.
minute. Okay, now, before we get into that one.
Okay, looks like we're on the SCA route there, Jack.
Flight guidance.
Go ahead.
We'd like to have it Verb 74 sometime when they can just hit the disky.
Okay, guidance. Capcom, we're ready for an e-memory dump. They'll give us the Verb 74. That's what you're talking about, isn't it, guidance?
Roger, flight.
We'll get an e-memory dump.
Okay, Jack, how do you read me a normal voice now? Hearing you 5 square, Fred. Okay.
It's a control flight. You saw an increase in the ascent tanks. Is that right, Pressure?
Yes.
And you want to be sure what? That the ascent feeds are closed?
Yeah.
And that's
Close those
just-
breakers and cycle those valves closed. Do not cycle to the open position, just to the closed position.
Yeah, RCS. And we want to do an e-memory dump whenever they can get around to it. We're all ready to receive it.
Okay, I got one item, flight.
And Aquarius,
Say
we're
again?
ready for
This is
Verb
control.
74 when you can give it to us.
We want to power down his inverters,
Coming at you.
and in order to do that, we're going to have to look at his middle gimbal angle for him on the ground. And to make it easier, he needs to get out of this
Okay,
mini-impulse
and,
mode.
One other thing we know
Needs
is
to go to
pressurize
ping
the RCS,
mode control to
we got an
auto
increase in pressure
when he gets to an
in the
attitude that he likes.
tanks, and so we want
Yeah.
to have
Okay.
you verify that the SN
But now, wait a
feeds are
minute.
closed.
Before we
In
do
order
any
to
of
do
that, I want to hear what
on,
it is
panel
control
11,
configuration we're going to be in, and whether we're going to keep
close
the pings
SN
up or
feed
whether we're
1
going
and
to
2 circuit
bring the
breakers.
ags up, etc.
Okay.
I want to get the whole story before we start doing more things.
Roger.
And then open the SN feed
let me
circuit
see if
breakers
you've-
on panel 11.
Have you heard that one of the suggestions is to align the ags to the pings, power the pings down, use the ags, then bring the pings back up and do a P52 for the burn?
That's right, flight.
Okay, well, I'd like to get that whole complex of control modes
Okay,
and what
Jim,
we're going to
thank
do and currents sorted out before we do start changing things.
Okay.
Or we'll be doing this all night. Okay, Al?
Roger.
And I'm open to any suggestion here as to what the reasonable course of action. The last I heard from staffers, they were going to try to run that again in the simulator, I believe.
Okay.
Flight procedures.
Good.
Roger, we're going to have to write a restart, 10-second loss of data.
Okay, everybody, stand by for a 10-second loss of data. Yeah, control flight. Hal? Control flight.
Stan, go ahead, flight.
Hal, Tom Stafford's coming over. Would you chat with him about this thing?
On the ping zags?
Yeah,
Roger.
Flight guidance.
go ahead.
We got a good E-mod flight.
Okay, Capcom, we got a good EMAD. Do they need to terminate anything, guys, or does it terminate?
No, it
Terminates.
stops, okay.
Okay.
And Jack, Aquarius, what kind of return time does this maneuver give us? That puts you back in the water at 133 hours.
133, eh?
Affirmed.
And that's the Atlantic too, Jack, for their info. That's the Atlantic.
And that's an Atlantic landing site.
Atlantic landing?
Yeah, we haven't made our mind we want to go there, but that's a pad. That's the abort data he has on board.
That's the pad that we've given you, but we may change our mind later on. We want you to have this info for now.
It's the minimum return.
And that's the minimum.
Okay.
Minimum time return.
Yeah.
Flight guidance.
Go ahead.
We'd like to send them a rest mat sometime, flight, if it gives poo and accept.
What kind of reps, man?
It's the one that they're aligned to. They were carrying one pre-launch, and it's not the one that they're aligned to right now. We're going to give them the right matrix.
Okay, and then what does he do? Align to it?
No, he's fine. We just need to get it in there.
Oh, so he has it on board?
Right.
Okay. Okay, Capcom, are you ready to do that now?
Roger, flight.
You want to send him a state vector too, by the way?
Negative, flight. We want to hold off on that.
Okay.
I'm not sure what the LAM will do with it. We're having MIT run their hybrid and see what it would do with this kind of vector.
Oh, that's right, because it doesn't navigate out here.
That's right. So we're having to run it on a hybrid and check
A
it out.
refs man. I'm not. Guidance, say one more time why you want him to have a refs man, because he doesn't have one.
He doesn't have the one he's aligned to right now, flight. He aligned
Okay.
to the PTC, and he was carrying another one.
Okay. Yeah, we want him to have the one he's aligned to.
And we're also going to stick a TFM in, flight.
You want poo and data now? You ready to go?
That's firm. We're ready.
Aquarius Houston, we've got to change the rest mat to the one to which you're aligned, so we'd like to have poo and data, and we'll ship that up to you.
Roger. Okay, you got it, Jack.
Go ahead, Guidance.
Roger, flight. We're picking up.
Roger, coming up.
Flight didn't go.
Go.
Could we try that procedure now?
Just a minute, Ed. Let me see what else is cooking. I
Flight
don't have any
guidance.
reason why not to. Go ahead, Guidance.
We don't have the DUA. He gave us poo, but he didn't give us the DUA.
Oh, okay, we need the data position, right?
Roger.
Capcom? Capcom, flight.
Go flight.
We got program 00, but he needs to go to data for us to get the load in.
Aquarius, could you give us data, please?
Okay, we're loading the refs mat.
Okay, you got it. The up data link, the DUA breaker may not be in, Jack.
That's probably what it is, flight.
Okay. Yeah, you'll have to.
Okay, Fred, close the DUA breaker.
We got it, flight.
Okay.
We're picking up, flight.
Okay.
Okay, Jim, and it's coming up now. Thank you.
Okay, we're loading your refs mat. We've got the Verb 74. Control flight, did you see him cycle the valves on the SN feed?
Go ahead, flight.
Did he cycle the valves on the SN feed? Jack says he did it.
Okay, we can't see that he did it, flight on GM.
Okay, but he did do it.
Okay, fine. Thank you.
Okay, he cycled the SN feeds. Okay, now we're working on what we're going to do with the configuration. We need to get some kind of PTC going for us here, and we need to decide what we want to do with our control configuration. You're working all that, huh, Control?
Trying my best to, flight.
Okay.
Flight Inco, we're coming up on aft Omni for the LAM.
You want us to switch now?
Right.
We're right in the middle of the load.
Okay, we'll hold it as long as we can. He got it pretty quick a while ago anyway.
flight guide.
Go.
We're through commanding to the limb.
Through commanding, Capcom.
Flight, tell me.
Go.
I'd like to go ahead and get that DUA off the line.
Okay. We're through commanding, Capcom, and they can take that circuit breaker, the DUA circuit breaker, out again.
And flight, tell me.
Go.
We'd like to get as much gear off here as we can. I'd like for you to think about turning this inverter off
Houston,
again here.
Which inverter?
The computer is yours. We'd like
The limb inverter.
Power
Inverter
down the
two.
DUA.
Turn the 8 ball.
So, pull the DUA
Yeah,
circuit breaker,
I
please.
need to tie that together with how we're going to fly this thing, Merlin, and I'm
Yeah.
waiting to get this whole thing.
I understand, but,
I understand what you're saying.
okay.
How much amps are we taking with that?
Well, we're pulling about 2 amps.
Okay.
Every little bit helps.
Oh, I know, I agree with you. Okay.
The water rate right now, we're pulling about 7 pounds per hour, and the current capability is about 34 hours. Descent water.
Say again?
About 34 hours on the descent water at the present rate.
Oh, okay. Okay, but we should be able to take the pings in the IMU off.
That's
here
right.
at
That's
some
right.
point. Okay, I'd like to get everybody up here a minute. Retro guidance, control, TELMU, GNC and ECOM and Capcom, INCO and FAO. Is everybody on the loop? Give me an amber, please. Retro, you up? Guidance, get a retro up in the loop, will you, please? Look, as I see it, we got a number of things to do. No big hurry right now. We got to maintain comm here, of course, with the limb. But we need to see what we need to do about setting up a PTC attitude and a control mode, and what that means relative to the AGS and the pings configuration as to powering the AGS down, etc. Now, control, you're working that problem, right?
Roger.
And I'm proceeding now, just staying put until we get that whole story put together. And how long is it going to take you, do you think, to come to some conclusion on that, Hal?
I don't have an estimate right now, Flight. We're trying to get it to you.
About an hour?
Yeah.
All right, now, so we'll just stand by on that. We are interested, though, in this also from the point of view of the power configuration. Tell me, I assume that you're working out all the consumable options, and as soon as control's got a mode here, you're going to be able to lay out a power profile to tell us where we stand on all your O2 and your water and your power, right?
Or oil coat.
But can you say something generally now? Generally, we can come all the way home at 25 amps, right? On the lamb?
Not with this water usage right now, Flight.
No, but if we go down to 25 amps, oh, that'll help us, won't it? Oh, I see what you're saying. 25 amps, not much.
No, it's not going to help us that much, Flight.
Okay. Well, what do we have to get down to, for example?
Stand by. I think it's
From the
about 15 amps or so.
From the point of view of the water, then we got to get down that low.
About 15, I think.
Can we do that in the life support comm mode?
Say again, Flight.
We could be at 15 amps in the life support comm mode, could we not?
That's affirmative.
All right. Now, you need to figure out something also for your CO2 scrubbing, right?
Right.
And Ecom needs to know how he's going to do that over in his vehicle if we have to get into that. I got a note up here that I don't quite understand. It says LMLIOH is 48 man-hours, and that doesn't sound quite right to me.
That's on the cartridge. Stand by. We'll get you consumables.
Right.
On it.
But tell me, I'd like some people to start running consumable profiles out, making a couple of different assumptions and not standing by waiting for everything. And please have somebody run it out grossly, so that we continue to have at least a story, even though it's not the most accurate one. You can continue to refine it as you go along.
Right.
But I'd like to relatively soon here get some idea how we stand and what boxes we're running into and when we got to start deciding things, okay?
We'll come.
Okay, does anybody have anything else besides those areas that they want to bring to our attention right now?
In flight and go.
Yes, Inco.
If we can get that changed over, we can get some tracking data for FIDO, we hope. If you'll let us drop the uplink and the downlink from the LEM for about 25 seconds.
and then reestablish it?
Right.
Okay.
We'd like you to alert the crew that they're not going to have contact for a few seconds.
Okay. Let me go around, Ed, and then we'll pick that up. Does anybody have anything else? Let me go around the room. Trench, retro, Fido, guidance.
Negative, flight.
Guidance, you okay? We'll go back green in, please. Control, you got anything else?
Negative, flight.
Okay, tell me you.
Negative, flight.
Okay, I want to start hearing from you, tell me you, on these consumables.
Say again, flight.
I want to start hearing from you as you
Roger.
get some.
We're cranking.
Okay, go back green in. GNC.
Negative, flight.
Ecom.
Negative.
Green, please. Capcom and Jack, can you think anything we ought to be working on other than those mentioned?
I didn't get all you mentioned, but are we working on bringing the eggs up?
Yeah, that's a possibility, you know,
Well,
as to whether we ought to do that for the PTC and do what Tom suggested here.
Well, we could bring it up and have it there, and it'd be a good idea to
I don't.
make sure it's working.
Yeah, I just don't want to use any more power right now or any more water.
Okay.
As soon as we know a little more about what we really ought to do, then we'll proceed to spend the consumables to do that. Anything else that you can think of?
I'd like to have a little more information upon the cruise trajectory with relation to the moon that we could pass up.
Yes,
Might make
and
it feel warm.
Inco is going to, at the end of this go around the room, we're going to ask the crew to stand by for about 25 seconds of comm loss while we do some reconfiguring in an attempt to get tracking on the limb. Okay? But we think they're still close. Fido, flight? What closest approach are you estimating now on the limb?
Still looking at about 60 miles, flight.
We're still looking at 60, Jack.
60 miles.
Yeah.
And
And this comm thing we're going through is to try to reestablish tracking on the limb. Right now we don't have tracking. Okay?
okay, thank you.
You can go back green in if you will. Okay, Surgeon, you have anything?
Yeah, two things. We're figuring, looking at this CO2 problem with you. At one point in time, we'd arrive at various levels of CO2 in the limb configuration. The other thing is, Glenn, at some point in time, we'd like to get that biomet switch on in the limb. It's in the off position.
Okay. Okay, you want to go back green in? Inco, anything besides that comm? Inco, anything else? Go back green in. AFD?
Negative, flight.
FAO, you have anything you're working on at stowage, right?
That's affirmative.
Any
flight.
suggestions we might have as to what they might move to the limb or move to the CSM?
That's right. We're working on that. I think it'll be minimal anyway.
Okay. Network, you got anything?
We hope to have Honeysuckle 210 up by 62 hours for voice only.
Okay.
We hope to have them up by then.
Okay, recovery? You got anything?
Negative, flight. Present efforts are to identify ships on the Atlantic and Indian Ocean.
Okay. Network, you want to go back green in? Okay, they're the subjects, and we need to start getting some closed out on some of them here, gentlemen. So let us bend our efforts to get that done.
Got to go, flight?
Yeah, Capcom, would you call the crew and tell them we're going to drop comm for half a minute here while we try to establish tracking?
Okay.
And let them know that our best estimate is you got the 60-mile perigee right now.
And flight, if you'll confirm the aft omni, Tom.
And you want aft omni?
Firm.
Okay. Got that, Capcom?
Aquarius Houston, we'd like to have aft omni, and we're going to lose contact with you for about a minute here while we try to establish tracking. And our latest data shows that your closest approach to the moon is going to be 60 miles perigee, over.
Okay, closest approach 60 miles, and I'm sitting on aft omni now.
Roger, we'll probably be going off the air here for about a minute.
Okay, Inco, we've told them. Go ahead.
Thank you, flight.
LAN module absorber.
Okay.
But what that costs is that the LEM compressors are much smaller compressors. Don't have the capability, really. Then you add the extra resistance.
Okay.
It don't work. But anyway, that's one of the probably be price.
How much would it? How many amps?
To run the CSM?
Yeah, I feel like I'm.
Okay, you got to bring up an inverter, which costs you $4 ounces.
Yep.
To
And the
get it
suit
up
fan.
And then a suit fan, probably 3 amps.
7 amps. Okay.
Yeah,
God.
that's tough. That's
a
the
lot.
price you pay.
Okay.
So we need to work it out real
All right. Work it out, babe.
We've got 3 astronauts in the simulator gearing up now.
Who's over there? England or Angle? They're gearing up in this configuration now. Are they going to try to burn? What are they going to, what's their purpose?
All I know, I got notified in there. I think they're trying to see if they can deal with the light with this. Yeah.
Houston, Aquarius, over.
Go ahead, Aquarius.
Okay, we're thinking about rigging up the urine dump to the side hatch. We're thinking about rigging up the urine dump to the side hatch to save urine heater power. What do you think?
Decon, you copy that? That sounds okay here, Flight. Okay with us, Jack.
Or better still, so we can won't freeze up our urine dump.
We agree with all that.
Roger, that sounds like a good plan. Jim, why don't you go ahead with that one?
Capcom Flight.
Go, Flight.
As a matter of fact, Jack, why don't you let them know that we're currently, since it's so quiet from here, trying to figure out what's the best configuration to do here relative to maintaining control, maintaining some kind of PTC, staying in a posture that we can do to burn properly, and playing that against the consumables. And as soon as we get a reasonably coherent story, we'll brief them in full on it, okay?
Okay. How about we getting the flight plan worked out, modified, and so forth? We are working on that flight.
We are working on it. And you might also tell them that we got Gene Cernan and the guys over in the simulator checking stars, etc. in this configuration.
Okay.
And anything that they would like us to run, we can proceed to do it.
Okay, Aquarius, and down here we're
Flight,
getting
Timmy.
regrouped, trying to work on your
Can
control
we get
modes
there to
and
ground?
trying
Okay.
to set up something
Can we
for
hear?
PTC.
You need something.
We got to power down
take
here
a look
pretty
at
quick.
consumables as opposed
Okay.
to flight plan and so forth, and
Tell
so
me
we get
about
all that information, we'll pass it up to you.
We ought to
We also have
recommend
the 14 backup crew over
turning
the
the power off,
simulators
power amp off,
looking at
going to low bit rate,
Doc
and
Burns.
getting this AC off,
and also trying to
and
see what kind
probably
of alignment
bringing the eggs
procedures
up
they
at
can come up
standby.
with for looking
Okay,
at stars
what
out the window.
consumable are you running into
So
trouble
if you
on? Tell me.
ever are able
Water
to see any
and
stars out there
electric
and
power.
think you could do an alignment out the window, why let us know.
Okay, can you relate some facts to me here?
Okay, Jack, right now we're not
Like I
able
say,
to
on the
the
water,
sunlight
its
reflected
present
off the
rate, we only got 34 hours left.
Came away at the time of the mishap is still with us, such that stars are hard to find. And
Go ahead, power.
what respect you want us to do the
Stand by one.
stars out the window just to check the LMS run? Is that correct?
That's affirmed. We like to correlate what information we get with yours so that if we can use it to update the platform, we can.
Need to power is 67.5 hours flight.
Is that ascent and descent?
What we're really
Firm.
trying to do,
At
Jim,
the
is
present
see
load,
if
is
we
that
can
right?
do
That's
a
right.
coalesce line so we can power down the platform.
What I think we just need to get some things powered down ASAP.
Okay, now what are you suggesting again?
I'm suggesting
The power amp?
power amp
How
and
much
low
does that
bit rate.
save?
That's about 2.5 amps.
All right.
And the AC, which is about 2 amps.
Well, that loses his ball, and then we don't have anything, right? I mean, we don't have the data on the ground. Do you have IMU data on the low bit rate there, Control?
Oh, yeah, it was resolver. It's good enough.
You can watch it?
Yeah, we can watch the gimbal angle.
What control mode is he in now?
He's in pings and impulse.
So he's still flying it around?
Yes.
I think it's kind of difficult to talk him through, isn't it? He has to bring the ball up to fly it, I think.
Well, my point a while ago, though, Flight, was if he goes to an attitude hold mode now, out of this drifting flight mode, he'll hold the attitude he's in now, and you don't have to worry about it.
Well, is that what you want to start recommending him in now, though? Tell me he was getting in a hurry here.
Yeah, well, I don't blame him.
What's going on with the comm, Flight?
I don't know. What else, tell me, have you got anything else to suggest?
Negative, fine.
Read now, Aquarius.
Control Flight?
Go ahead.
Now, how about you? What can you do to help? What do we need to do to decide whether to go to the AGS or not here?
Well,
Are we
one
waiting
item
for the results of the STAR business and the simulator work?
that plus a request I've got in the span to extrapolate the measured drift rates on this particular platform to see what it would look like when we got out to 79.5 hours.
Okay, but if we can see stars, we can do a P-52.
Yeah, if you can see the stars, then that kind of falls out, you know. And if you can do the 52, well, I would definitely recommend to transfer the alignment to the AGS, and we'll turn the AGS on, turn the pings down.
Capcom Flight?
Go.
What are you getting out of the star sighting discussions?
Well, the last thing I heard was that sunlight reflected off the thrusters, made it so they couldn't see the stars, and they also had a lot of debris still floating around with them, so they were unable to...
Couldn't see them out of what? Out of the window or out of the AOT?
Out of the window.
Have they tried the AOT yet, do you know? The reason I'm asking is we're running low on water. I mean, we're going to run out of water in 34 hours at the current power level.
Hey, Jim, do you suppose that you could orient the LEM so that the service module would be between you and the sun? I believe you could see recognized constellation out your front window descent.
How about going to low bit rate, the power amp off in the low bit rate? Control, can you do that now?
That's fine, Flight.
Guidance, can you do that now?
Roger, Flight.
Inco, okay with you? Inco?
Say again, Flight?
Okay with you if we turn the power amp off and go to low bit rate?
Well, why don't you let us get ourselves swung in here and see how we're going to work out with this problem. We're in the
Which
midst of that procedure there.
Oh, okay, you're still in the middle of that.
Right.
Okay.
I don't have any comm with them, Flight.
Inco Flight, do we have no uplink right now? How come? I thought that was only going to take 30 seconds.
Okay, Jack, how do you read now?
Okay, hearing you 5 square now, Jim. And the question we have is there some way you can orient the spacecraft so that the service module is between the LEM and the sun so you can recognize constellations out the window? And secondly, can you see anything out the AOT?
Flight, Inco, I don't think he's got an uplink comm mode right now.
Well, can we get one?
Yeah, he's coming through right in that spot that I told you about there. We're trying to force that lock now, and as soon as we get it, we'll give you a call.
Okay.
Are we tracking them yet, Flight?
Reference going to power amp off on an Omni and low bit rate.
Wait a minute. Ed, the Capcom wants to know when we're going to have comm. Was it coming back shortly?
I'll give you a call. It'll be back shortly.
All right. Okay, now the power amp.
If we turn the power amp off, go to low bit rate, and stay on an Omni, if we go to down voice backup, we may be able to make it. It'll be very close.
Make what?
Voice.
Up or down?
Both. It's going to be marginal.
Aquarius Houston, how do you read?
I'd like to give it a try, though.
Okay, well, let's finish up your test. Are you finished with that test?
No, they're not quite finished yet. Stand by.
tell me your flight.
Go flight.
Merlin, I got your problem, and I appreciate your concern. Right now, we're trying to get the comm back. We kind of have to get his assessment of this thing to see whether we can bring the pings down now.
Okay, what about the AC? You still kicking that around?
Well, that's a problem. I don't know what we're going to do for PTC yet. I'm waiting for control. Without the... We can't just sit there in attitude hold. And I don't know about setting up a PTC in the LEM.
Okay.
Control flight.
Go ahead, flight.
Are his attitudes moving around some? Or is he essentially fixed?
He's essentially static in attitude. He's moving just a little bit, but not a heck of a lot.
Flight, tell me.
Suit. Go ahead.
This ascent tank 2 pressure has gone back down to a nominal value. We'd like to go back to the descent O2.
Okay.
Close tank 2 and open descent tank.
Okay. Inco, are we anywhere near back in comm yet?
Flight, if you just hang on a couple more seconds here, maybe we can get this thing squared away so we can get the tracking data that Fido needs. That's what we're after here.
I understand that.
No, we're not. We don't. No, we're not. We don't have a good comm mode at this time.
Capcom, when you get comm back, we can go back to descent O2. You got that, Jack? Okay. Is it the same procedure?
Yeah, you'd have to move it like we first...
GNC and control, flight.
Control here.
Is somebody working me out a PTC procedure?
Yeah, we're trying to get one pulled together. We got one for the AGs right now, flight.
Okay.
Flight Inco?
Go ahead.
It looks like we're getting it slowly here. We're just about there. As soon as we get it, we'd like to go to forward on me.
Okay.
Aquarius, how you reading me now?
Tell me you fly.
Go flight.
Merlin, how many amps are we using with the LGC and the IMU?
It's about 12 amps.
Total?
Yeah. It's 10 amps flight.
Total. So we still have about 20 amps, huh?
Yeah.
But they would be the big coolant items, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
That ought to improve the coolant picture a heck of a lot more than 30%.
Yeah.
Inco, can we talk yet?
It's a negative flight, there's no other.
Inco, have I got an estimate?
Flight, let me tell you what's happened. While we're trying to lock it up, we've drifted around into forward Omni country. So right now we're in forward Omni. We got aft selected, and he doesn't know it because he got the display breaker pulled. So if I can bear on your indulgence to wait until we swing all the way around into aft Omni, then we can get this.
Well, we're not exactly swinging, you know.
Yes, we are.
Are we? Are we moving around?
We sure are.
Yeah, like this? As far as you can
No,
get?
like this.
Pitch? Kind of?
Roll. Well, Lemyaw.
Command module roll.
Look at channel 32.
Yeah, okay, well. I don't know how to read that one. Is that roll?
Flight, we are pitching right now.
Pitching, you said. Okay.
60 degrees now.
Flight, tell me.
Well, wait a minute. You guys have data? Should we be able to get through then?
Right.
Capcom, you should. Inco, do you think we have com now?
Give it a try, and give him to say forward Omni if he shows anything.
Okay, Capcom.
Aquarius Houston, how do you read?
Flight, tell me.
Go ahead.
Oh, come off a minute.
Come ahead, Merlin.
Jack, say forward Omni.
Aquarius, request forward Omni, please.
Capcom, as soon as you get a hold of him, would you get him to say what he wants to say about the star field? And you can tell him to go back to the descent 02. Control from flight.
Go ahead.
I'm becoming convinced that we don't have any choice here, but that we got to go to some kind of AGS mode here.
That's right, I'm taking the procedure now.
Okay, you getting it all written up?
I'm getting it already out of the activation checklist.
Okay. They have a procedure is available from these from control for the AGS PTC, and I think we're running out of choices. We're probably just going to have
Capcom, you might try it now.
Aquarius Houston, request forward Omni. How do you read?
Capcom, have you got him yet?
No, I haven't got him yet.
Okay, Houston,
There he is.
how do you read?
Okay, everybody, here's
Aquarius,
com.
loud and clear. How do you read me?
There's an awful lot of background. Okay, we got a lot of background static, Jack. You're down in the mud. You having ground problems?
It's probably due to our
What we tried
configuration.
to do was to get the IU frequency shifted off a little bit so as we'd have less interference. I think it'll come up. What we want you to do is
Forward
turn on
Omni.
your descent oxygen, turn off your ascent oxygen, over.
And we need forward Omni.
And request forward Omni.
You're unreadable, Jack. We got a signal stress meter right now. It keeps wavering up and down. The best I'm getting is about 2.4 AGC.
Roger, request forward Omni.
I am on forward Omni. I've been on forward Omni.
Okay.
He's been on and he is on forward Omni. The comm is a lot of background noise from Houston.
Okay, what can we do, Inco?
Okay, let me just try one more thing. We'll be
All
ready.
right, hurry. Capcom flight.
Go flight.
Look, when we get them, you get the O2 business straightened out. But tell them that we have to very soon decide
how do you read, Jack?
to bring the eggs up and do
American
things
5
with that.
square, Fred, how many? Aquarius Houston, how do you read?
Inco flight, what are we getting? What are we getting? Inco flight, are we going to get comback? I'm going to knock off the tracking here in a minute.
That's flight.
30-second test is running too long.
Right, we're going back to the normal mode. Stand by.
Aquarius Houston, radio check.
Control, you right.
Every time you transmit, Jack, the AGC starts to drop off and the static level cranks up.
Okay, Fred, you're loud and clear.
I wish you were.
Fred, go to descent 02.
Close ascent.
Yep.
Descent 02, Roger.
Capcom, does he have anything to say about stars and P-52 yet?
No, I haven't heard any word. I can't ask him a question because he can't read me.
Yeah. Inco, are we reconfigured yet?
That flight.
We reconfigured yet?
Negative.
How long?
No estimate. I'll get it for you as soon as we can. Flight, we have a 2-minute estimate.
Okay.
Hello, Houston, Aquarius.
Hello there, Aquarius. How do you read me now?
Hello, Houston, Aquarius.
Aquarius Houston, go.
Okay, that's the first clear word we heard from you, Jack. You think it could be my pitch attitude that's breaking up your incoming?
Negative flight.
It was us, Jack. It was the ground
We have been hearing
configuration.
you, and the problem is on the ground. I hope we have it corrected now.
Okay, that sounds good.
We're considering powering down the pings, but we want to know what capability you have to do a course and final line. And we read your conversation about being unable to see out the window very good. How about out the AOT?
He's looking now.
Okay, and the other thing we thought you
Flight
might
info,
try
we
is
need aft
to
Omni.
put the service module between you and the sun, and then to see if you can see anything out the window in that attitude.
The reason we think that would work is it worked on Apollo 10. It made the constellations all recognizable when we put the service module, in our case, a limb between us and the sun.
Flight Inco, aft Omni.
Capcom aft Omni.
Aft Omni, Fred.
And Flight FAO.
Go ahead.
If he wants to try that business that John's been talking about, we can give him an attitude to go through.
again, Jack, and it appears that some other circuit is feeding through on there with you.
Flight, that's the IU frequency. Just say aft Omni will be in there, I think.
Control Flight, how you doing?
We're just about there, Flight, on this axe turn-on procedure.
Okay, okay.
Flight, tell me.
Go ahead.
Can we go ahead and get the power amp off?
Aquarius, aft Omni.
I'm afraid to do anything to the comm right now until we have this discussion with him about what we want him to do, Marlon.
Okay.
I sure do, and I want to get it off as bad as you do. Red. Tell me you flight. Tell me you flight. Tell me you flight. Tell me you flight.
Okay, you're down in the mud again, Jack. Lots of background static.
Tell me you flight.
Go, Flight.
Is there much of a difference to you to operate on the Ags with the pings down, water-wise?
Still want forward.
Well, it's about 3 amps, but primarily the Ags does run a little cooler, and you'd be bringing up a new piece of gear. So there'd be a different thermal load there.
Well, I want to get into this configuration and try it.
Yeah.
Has he said anything about the stars yet, Jack?
No, he hasn't. We can't even ask him a good question. Do we still want forward Omni?
Forward Omni, Inco?
No, aft Omni, Flight. But you're not going to get
Aft
through.
Omni, Aquarius.
Flight Inco.
Go ahead.
They're having trouble grabbing a hold of the S-4B to push it out of the way is what the problem is.
Okay, well, we had comm before. Can we get back to there?
That's what we're trying to do, and we're not having any luck. There's one suggestion we can do. We can turn the LEM transceiver completely off for about 2 to 3 minutes and let them grab a hold of the S-4B, push it out of the way, and then bring it back up.
Is that what we have to do now? We can't talk to him to tell him to do that.
That's right. But if we can get a burblap in here, just say, turn your transceiver off for 3 minutes, then turn it back on. And I'll try to give you a call if we think we can get through.
Okay.
Aquarius, Houston.
What's the proper terminology over there on the switch?
You want the transmitter receiver to off. Panel 12.
In 3 minutes.
You want S-band transmitter receiver off.
Is that our best step here, Inco? Inco Flight. Is that our best step to get comm back? Inco Flight.
Go ahead.
Is that our best step now to get comm back?
That's our
Setting it up
best step, right.
Capcom, give him that, and we'll
But
try.
he's not going to hear you fly right now.
Control Flight.
Go ahead.
Now, how close are you to having this thing? You're proposing an AGS PTC mode and
Well, we just got an input. What I'm getting to you with right now is the procedure for turning the AGS on and aligning it to the ping so we turn the pings off.
Yes.
And that'll leave us in an AGS attitude hold mode.
Yes.
And I just got word from Span, the procedure we had for the PTC and AGS, according to Hanaway, it's not going to work. He's working previously to get one that will. Just got that input. You might be able to handle it without the PTC. It saves the attitude that we are now at, and then just change attitudes over some time schedule.
Okay.
Would you recommend we simulate this procedure over in the LMS before we ship it up?
Which procedure, Jack? What we're proposing is an AGS attitude hold that we change periodically, since they don't have a PTC as such that works.
Well, that's what I mean.
Yes.
Try to see if it'll give us a PTC and eggs, and try it in the simulator first.
They don't have a procedure to get a PTC and eggs. They
We
had one and it doesn't
but
work.
somebody thinks it won't, so we're not going to try it. Unless you want to try that one in the simulator. I would say no on that.
They're trying to bring up an uplink carrier to the limb so we can get some voice to them.